Hey squad, it's Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to get a video out and a follow-up to the conversation that we had around Haiti. What I noticed in some of the comments was this anti-American, anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist. You know the phrasing. It's America's fault that we're down and out. It's the elite's fault that we're down and out. People prey upon Haiti. All of these comments where I find to be counterproductive at the end of the day. Because if the suffering of the Haitian people was unacceptable, it wouldn't be accepted. And I think what I've seen in various countries that have developed over time is not that they appeal to the moral sentiment of their competitors, but they appeal to the greed of their competitors. When you are born in this world, I feel you are born in poverty. You have nothing outside of the health which is God given to you. And as you develop in life, it is your responsibility, with the assistance of your support group, to upskill yourself to the point where you want to be at in your life. Now, I'm not going to say fortune don't have a major part in this, because it does. It does. But because we cannot control fortune, let us focus on the things we can control. So when you go to school and you leave school, you say, okay, now I want to be someone successful. And what do you look for? You look for opportunity. For those that are down and out, the greatest come up you have is opportunity. Opportunity for access, opportunity to acquire skills and relationships that you can leverage and flip to a higher quality of life. I don't know why people think a developing country is much different. Now, when you go get that opportunity, that job, that dream job, or the skills you need to get the dream job, first you just have to feed yourself. And you're not focused on what that employer, and let's just call the employer, for lack of better phrasing, the man. You're not focused on how the man is treating your neighbor or someone else. You're focused on your relationship with that man, because you don't know what's going on between your neighbor and that man. All you want to do is get access, because that man is sitting on the skills and opportunity that can benefit you. Now, as you develop that relationship with that man and you get what you want out of the relationship, it's on to you if you want to continue on that career path or take the skills that you've acquired and leverage it into something else. But as I've laid out, it's all about the acquisitions that you need through relationship with others that have already acquired this or have opportunity to acquire this, that is responsible for your come up. Now, there are some people that use the phrase success. I don't, as you know, I try not to use the words good and bad because it's highly subjective terms. Of course, there's absolute evils that we have in this world that we can all probably agree on with not much contentions, and relatively some universal goods. When I talk about a good government or a successful government, it's a government that can provide opportunities to its citizens to fulfill their God-given right, their God-given skills and ambitions and talents. The government has to provide them a market, peace, civility, rule of law, rights. These are things that the government facilitates through their legal structure and their civil structure. And of course, the government is just a meeting group of all interests. So this is why culture continuity matters. Are we all searching for the same thing? Now, if you're a religious person, my definition of a successful government, you're not going to agree with, because you're going to think about, okay, how well are you adhering to our sacred texts, the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, etc. If you're a nature person, you're saying, how am I protecting the environment? And you base a government success on how well they protect the environment. We have different metrics. So of course there's no room for contention because we're trying to go to two different places. So I don't contend with that. But if you're a person like me that believe in the economic empowerment of the citizens to pursue their God-given talents in this world and have the options to do so in the most widest of arrays, then I don't know how what I'm saying is foreign. I'm not sitting here to try to call people out or blame people for other problems. Just like if I was trying to get a position, I don't have time, patience, energy, or aspirations to sit around and point fingers. I am the one starving. I am the one that needs food in my belly. So I need to remedy this situation because no one is suffering more than me. I tell you, if I had the opportunity to consult the next president of Haiti, this privilege, of course I would want to be on the ground, take surveys and talk to people, but there are some fundamental building blocks that I know I would advise on. Let me point a few out to you. First, I'll have to deal with the people. You have to deal with the people. I tell this to the next president. I say, you go to the people, you say, look, in 5 years, this country is going to be a phenomenal country. And you're going to have the options of what you want to be. If you want to be a scientist, we'll provide the capacity to do so. If you want to be a soldier, we'll provide the capacity to do so. If you want to be a submarine diver, we'll provide the capacity to do so. And all I ask in return, I'm telling you what I'm going to give you. All I ask in return, vote for me on one bullet point. Vote for me on one tenet. And that one tenet is, we do not strike. I'm going to make sure you have the capacity to fulfill your talents, fulfill your goals, raise your family in a peaceful environment. But I'm running on one thing in my platform. And if I win, I have a mandate. And this is what I would advise to the president. President, if you win, you get a mandate. Because you're only running on one tenet. I am going to be the leader of Haiti, and my administration recognizes or establishes that Haitians don't strike. And you can take these philosophical principles to any country. And I can cite precedent on their effectiveness. But you'll say, we do not strike. And if you get elected, you have your mandate, go off to do what you have to do. But that was the one buy-in from the Haitian people. And I'm a democracy type of guy. Let the Haitian people choose it. Say, I'll give you a better quality of life, but we have to abide this one tenet. We do not strike. Then I would engage the elites. I would go to the elites. For those that don't know, every country has their elites, even the Haitians. And some people, they go by many names. Some call them the Bam Bams. But these are the upper echelon that supposedly conspire with different governments to overthrow Haitian leadership, etc., etc. I would go to those elites. I would advise that president that will be president go to the elites and say, look, you all have done very well in this country. And you have not left us. You have families here. You invested here. You provide industry here. And for that, I want to reward you. Because you have stayed and didn't take your wealth and go to other countries, we intend to make you more wealthy and powerful in the future. In return, no child's play. We don't want you overseas trying to cook up coups against our administration. Your wealth is protected. We're not coming here with pitchforks. We're not trying to nationalize your property or your industry. We're actually trying to enrich you further. And ask them, say, we're building a utopian Haiti. Would you rather serve in utopia or rule over our hell? And they say, if you would rather serve in a utopia, serve the people of Haiti, serve the industry of Haiti, which you have done because you are here with us. We just ask for you to continue to do so and do not subvert any of the gains that we're going to make. You are going to be far more successful than you could ever realize. Get the buy-in from the people. Get the buy-in from the elite. This is the internal metrics. Externally, you go straight to America, your first foreign trip. Why? Because the United States has technology, it has capacity, it has funds, capital, etc. One of the biggest markets in your world on your doorstep at your convenience. Not travel all the way around the world to China or India or Europe. Say, you know what? We are in the Western Hemisphere. Our closest neighbor, one of our close neighbors, happen to be one of the wealthiest countries in the history of this planet. And I'm not saying we can learn everything from them, but I'm saying there are opportunities for overlap. And I would have that will be president of Haiti talk to the American administration and say, look, we want your industry, we want your investment, we want your commitment. We want to be your partner in this. And this is how we're going to do it. This is where our bribe is going to be. This is how we're going to appeal to your greed. As I said, appeal to their greed. If you look at a lot of the economic development that has occurred in the world, especially with the U.S., who has benefited? Their neighbors, Canada, Mexico, as well as that Asian Pacific Rim has greatly benefited. Countries such as Taiwan, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, a lot of these countries, South Korea, a lot of these countries developed because economic investment and trade from the U.S. And you know what? As a Haitian, you should see these as your competitor because there are other options the U.S. have to invest outside of Haiti. And you would say, you know what? We can outcompete them Asians. We're going to outcompete the Asians on wage. Now, we may not be able to work as low cost in the short term as Asian laborers because of the demographic health that they carry. But I guarantee you, by the time you put the industry down, build up the factories, get the laborers, don't forget, we don't strike. Get the labor in, put that product on a ship and ship it to America. I guarantee you those costs in Asia is going to be more expensive than getting those goods from Haiti, which is right on your doorstep. And guess what? We have a big population. As we talked about, Haiti is the largest, most populous Caribbean island there is. We have a large population, eager, ready to take that warrior spirit and then put it on a production line. We'll outcompete the Asians in cost. We'll outcompete the Asians in distance. Do you know the same time zone of Port-au-Prince is New York City? The financial capital of America, New York City shares the same time zone as Port-au-Prince. You don't have to wait all day to wait for Asian markets to open to get your order fulfillments done, to get the employees coming in for the early shift to try to fulfill your service needs. Same time zone. You can be on the phone same time talking to Haitian and American counterparts. This relationship is inherent in the geography of Haiti. And it's highly beneficial because of the quick decisions that are enabled due to having the same time zone, which makes for a more efficient and therefore a more profitable communication and industry. And then lastly, I would say culture. Say in Haiti, we're going to provide you protections, property and intellectual rights. This is going to appeal to the up and coming Haitians that start to develop their wealth. This is going to appeal to the so-called elite, and this is definitely going to appeal to American investors who are scared shirtless that any moment now they don't know who or what is being stolen in a factory in East Asia. Because those rights don't exist there and they culturally don't have an anchor there. Whereas the Western Hemisphere, a hemisphere bound on revolution from the old world. Another key point that Haiti has great bondage with is America is an empire killer, Haiti is an empire killer. And they can appeal to that. Freedom of the individual, private property, protection of the everyday citizen. These are values that Haiti and America share. And it's through this overlap that investment and relationships can build a far more valuable relationship than the current relationship that has landed Haiti to be considered as the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Now, do I believe Haiti is that? No, because I think it's more than just money. And I think Haiti is a country very rich in culture and history. But I also highly value the economic development of the Haitian people because I think the world is missing out on the great Haitian talent that are not allowed to flourish due to being burdened by their economic or lack of economic health. So that's our thoughts. I love to hear your comments. Please comment below, like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thanks for joining today. Until next time, take care. Bantu up.